Okay, so this is an interview with Tom Miles, Worcester Warriors Academy, and Alfie Bell, Wasps Rugby Academy. We're going to ask some questions, and they are really excited about this, as you can tell, because they've been on camera a lot, and this will be good practice for them. So, first question, and I'll ask all the questions to both of you. So, when did you first start playing rugby?
I started at under 13s for the Neaton Rugby Football Club.
I started at under 6s at Kenilworth Rugby Club.
Yeah, okay. And they're hometown clubs for you? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Did you just say something? You cut out massively then.
Sorry. Yeah. Why did you both start playing rugby?
My mates from my school, because I was quite big, young age, like height-wise, they asked me to start playing for them. Like they just every day they'd beg me, but I used to really enjoy football. So
Yeah.
I played football until under 13s, and I carried it on for a year while I was playing rugby. But I kind of got the hang of rugby pretty quick. So I started I played it for a year alongside rugby. So I played football on Saturday and rugby on Sunday. And then after that year, I thought, I'll give it a good go, and I quit football and started playing rugby full time.
Yeah.
I started because my dad used to play, and everyone in the family used to play that as the main sport. So my dad used to coach my brother down at Kenilworth, and I just went along and joined in with the under 6s and started from that.
Yeah. And would you say that was for both of you? Obviously, you're pleased you made that decision, or have you still got this hidden away desire to maybe try football one more time? Or for Tom, no different.
When I was playing football, I used to really enjoy it. I used to think I was quite good, but I clearly wasn't. My first game of rugby, I had a fight first game, and the competitiveness in that really I love this. It was really good, and I got a man of the match that game, and it just hooked me straight away. So yeah.
Just sort of touching on that, obviously, sports have been a great part of both of your young lives already. What do you love about rugby? What makes rugby special?
Tom, you want to go first?
I was just playing with the boys week in, week out. I like it because it's a competitive game and it's contact, but there's still discipline that you have to keep to.
Me, it's the competitiveness. I enjoy big games. So when something's on the line, I enjoy that one moment that really matters. That's what rugby is to me. So if it's like everyone's all fired up for it, it's a brilliant game, and that's what I enjoy about rugby.
Yeah. Obviously, you've probably both been influenced by lots of people over your not short careers, because it's still quite long when you think about the amount of hours you put into it. Besides perhaps your parents, who do you think are the best coaches or best, I'll call them role models in a way? There's a double question there. Who are your best coaches or role models that have had a biggest impact on you both?
I'd say for me, when I started, so I was at the Neaton for 4 years, and the four coaches, Duncan, Russ, Rich, and Mark, really hooked me onto the sport. So they just taught me the fundamentals, and they'd tell us stories and that, and it really made it's a brilliant team sport. And then I've been looking at rugby players recently, and I think Backy's both are he's a hard guy, isn't he? He's really I don't know. I just enjoy what he does. Little niggles there, little niggles everywhere. He's really, something that I'd look to be when I'm older, like a leader and someone that's not scared to put their hand down and go, come on, then let's play some rugby.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that so? Both are very, very tough and very attritional person. Is that something that has moulded your game? Do you think?
I'd say, yeah, probably. I've got quite a temper, so I'd say that's something that I've strived to build on. Make it an asset, not a weakness.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom, what do you think?
Well, my role model probably Ben Youngs, because
Yeah.
I just like the way he plays. How he's always consistent week in, week out, and he's just stayed at the top level for ages now. And then probably my best coach has been my dad from at Kenilworth. Just taught me the basics, and just said basics is key every time. And then Gordon, this year, my first year with him, he just taught me so much more about the game that I didn't realise was there from his experience of playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because both of you give a huge amount of time to the sport, you know, you can't help but draw from lots of great coaches. Is there certain attributes that you think that you can take away from rugby and bring into your own personal life, not sport-wise, but is there things that from rugby that has made you a better human?
I think commitment's quite a big one. So, like, always doing something, being on time. Like through these times now, you're like, almost like so lazy, you don't do anything. So having that schedule, even at school or even at this time now, is really important. So I think something from doing something for rugby week in, week out, like going, oh, I've got a gym session there, I've got a conditioning there. It really helps you set out your work or set out what you're doing in the day when you've got nothing to do at all.
Mm.
Yeah, what Alfie said, like, because we got so much schoolwork on as well as rugby, we've got to stay structured, we've got to keep doing the gym sessions and conditioning, but we've also got to keep up our revision to maintain our grades. We've just got to keep structured in life, so like now in quarantine, loads of people can lie in bed till like midday, but we've got to be up so we can fit a gym session in and fit our work in and fit our food in.
I think that makes you feel quite good, you know. People waking up at 1 in the afternoon, you know, it just wastes the whole day. I've done it for a few days now and suddenly started getting in my routine again. And it makes you feel 10 times better being up before everyone else and doing something with your day.
Oh, hello?
Uh,
I lost you. Yeah, I lost you. Yeah. Yeah, so just talking about habits. I mean, obviously at the moment it's really, really difficult, isn't it, to stay not motivated, but to have everything around you that you need. So of a normal sort of week or schedule, well, how do you train? How do you both train? You know, for someone who knows very little about rugby and what rugby players have to go through, talk us through, you know, what you do to train.
So I've wrote down here my week as it is, what I'm planning to do. So I plan to do 4 gym sessions, 4 conditioning sessions, and 2 speed sessions. You know, just to keep up with like missing out training and stuff like that. So I've got a little gym at home, so I can keep up with stuff like that. And I'll do it with my brother as well, and we push each other. So it's not as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest. It's tough. The conditioning it does you in, but yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Tom, how does yours? Obviously, because you got Alfie who's playing in the forwards and you're in the back, so maybe the older person coming into rugby would go, well, okay, well, you know, the backs have got to be slighter and the forwards have got to be, you know, a bit more powerful.
Yeah.
Well, how does yours match to Alfie's?
It's pretty much the same because I'm trying to put weight on, so I'm doing more gym sessions than I am conditioning. But I'm probably doing a bit less conditioning than Alfie. I'm doing about 2 a week, but within them, for the warm-ups, I involve my speed sessions from Worcester.
Yeah.
And then the gym sessions, I'm just trying to do as much as possible. I probably do 4 or 5 a week at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And how are you how are you supporting that with your nutrition and diet? Because obviously we can pretty much call this the off season in theory. How has the diet changed?
For me, I've tried to keep up with my same eating times as school, so 4 meals and keeping everything like piling up because I'm still trying to put on weight as well. Like, you know, you want to get bigger and stronger. Like, I've just tried to keep it as normal as possible throughout this time of doing nothing really. So I just train as hard as I can and eat as much as I can, and just like hope for the best almost, and try and put on a bit more weight and get bigger.
Well, in the first couple of weeks of the holiday, I was like experimenting, like when's best to eat, and now I've got like a pretty set routine that I'll get up, have my breakfast, and then I'm like 2 hours later I have a snack just to keep me going, and then I have my lunch, and then have a big tea with the family at like 7:30.
Yeah. Is it Tom? Just the same with you. Is there things that have you got like good habits and bad habits to your eating? Is there things that you love eating that you know you can't?
Yeah, I go through packs of caramel digestive biscuits. I can just eat them all day.
What's your favourite? What's your favourite meals? What are your banker meals?
I'm having most days for lunch either chicken breast and rice or a gammon and rice.
Nice.
With some cauliflower.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Alf, what are your bad habits?
Oh, bad habits. I wouldn't say I've got a bad habit like Tom, but if my mum brings something home and it's there, you can't help yourself. It's there, it's there. I'd say for my good habit though, I have chicken and pasta every day for lunch. So with like added extras, obviously. So just to put on a bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because at times, with nutrition, boredom draws you towards eating.
I've tried to tell my mum to stop buying rubbish. So I look in the fridge and there's nothing there. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. So just talking a bit more about rugby and stuff. Obviously, you both, been involved in club and schoolboy rugby for a number of years now. What's the enjoyment in that? What do you love about that in comparison to perhaps academy? Academy is maybe different. We'll talk about academy stuff and English stuff in a minute. But what's different to school? What does that give you, the club?
I've been my first year at school rugby, really, like full games and all that. I'd say the togetherness is it improved massively because obviously you're together all the time, and you're playing Colts now with 2 years. You would expect it to be quite separated, but you'd notice that we're quite a tight bunch. There's no year 13 stand over there, year 12 stand over there. We're all quite together and friendly. Maybe me being antisocial and trying to be the big man all the time, a bit quiet, but I would say a lot more together than I'd expect.
Yeah, well, with school for me, and like Alfie, I've been at Henry since like reception, so it's just training week in, week out with the people I've grown up with, and they're just some of my closest friends are there, and I was training with them constantly. I don't play club anymore because it's on Saturdays now, like school rugby is, but just playing with them, they're some of my closest mates as well. It's been with them since I was 6 years old, just playing every single week with them, training with them.
I'd say as well, like for school rugby, we're always trying to get better as well. Like I know some people may disagree, but there's quite a few of us that really want to push and get better.
Yeah.
Like we're together all the time, so it's almost like being the rugby team all the time. So everyone's always like, oh, can we improve this? Can we improve that? So yeah, I'd say there's quite a big drive to improve.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the obvious with schoolboy level, and then you've got a step up to academy. What's the difference? What's the major stick out points when you put an academy jersey on Tom as a Worcester jersey and Alfie as a Wasp jersey? What changes?
I'd say more competition, isn't there? So if you're at school, there's not going to be 6 second rows the same age, they're all trying to play for the same position. Well, that's what you should enjoy about academy rugby, is that every week you've got to impress the coaches to start in academy league. That's what it's all about. And like when it's play for school or play for any rugby team, it's all about we're just mates playing a game. But yeah, I'd say the competition for me is the main point there.
Yeah, same with Alfie. Just there's so much more competition. If you had a bad training session, that will put you the other scrum half above you. And you've got to keep consistent every week. And the coaches keep pushing us as a team. We'll have a review session most weeks, and then they say a new target, what we need to improve on this game, and then we go hit that target. It's just so much more competitive, and just having the best players from like around the area, it just makes it so more like the next standard of how quick we play and how everyone knows what they're doing straight away.
Tommy, did you find that hard this year? Because obviously you were the person who was also competing for the same jersey as you was tipped as perhaps a real standout player, and obviously did really, really well with Worcester in the academy team. But did you feel that quite challenging psychologically?
Yeah, but he's made me so much better. Like some bits of my game I had to work on to try and get above him, and then it's been pretty consistent week in, week out. Like we both trained as hard as we can. Before most sessions, we'll go out and kick together, or we'll go on pass together. He's just improved my game, and he's just made me a lot more competitive, because in the low down the age groups, in under 16s, I was the only scrum half because the other ones got injured, and I never really had that competitiveness. But then when I went into the under 18s, there were straight away 2 scrum halves above me, and I had to work that extra bit harder. And because they were year above me, so they're a lot more physical and more developed, and that was one of my weakest points, and it helps me improve that loads.
See, Alfie, you carried in with it. You came in from last year's under 16s into 17s. What is it? 17s, 18s, with obviously your second row partner. Did you feel that was good? Was it helpful?
Me and Finn have always had a big competition. It's always who's better than who in line out scrums or anything. So I'd say it really pushes each other. To be fair, you can see it as a negative, always trying to beat each other, but he's pushed me massively to try and be better than I am. So if it's a line-out drill, we're always trying to get above each other, trying to get up there quicker, or we're doing mauls, I want the ball, he wants the ball. It's all part of it, isn't it? To try, all the competitiveness is what we thrive on at Wasps, really. To just who wants to start, who doesn't. I think me and Finn work well together and push each other on.
Yeah. So then, obviously, because you were both awesome in the academy leagues, you got the opportunity to go down to Bristol and work with the England Seventeens. Talk us through that. What was your experiences like down there, and what did you both gain from it?
I would say it was quite not a nerve-wracking event, but quite a nervous thing to go into the room of 50 kids that are the top in England in your age group and try and stand out. It's something that you don't do every day, obviously. So I'd say talking to people and that, it improves your communication. But I thought it was your time to step up. You're in a new group of people with a new coach for that 2 days to try and step up and impress. So I think it really pushed me to try and, I don't know, get up in front of everyone and talk through what lineouts you're going to do in that game, or do something like that. It really pushes you to try and step up, even though, let's say, even if you're at Wasps or at school, you can sit back a bit because everyone knows you, everyone knows everyone, what they're capable of. So I'd say that's the key point for me is you get there and you're like, I've got to do well. So you just, all your nerves and all that, or just come back and you're like, I'm ready. I could try my best and hopefully impress.
Yeah, be like Alfie. It's just going in there with the best age group, the best players in our age group. It's quite nervous at the start, but over the week you settle into it. And I really enjoyed the fact that probably about a week before we got added into a WhatsApp group with the halfbacks and fullbacks for my team, and then we just had to try and set out how we were going to play. We had to get our point across, and it didn't matter what anyone said. Everyone was supportive, and if something wasn't quite right, we would just say, but if we could do this, it would improve. We just got our point across, and then when we were in the game, we just had to take leadership. We only had one training session before the game where we played each other, and everyone just got on board and just listened to everyone, and we just communicated well with the coaches. Everyone in my team, it was the first time having these coaches, and we just listened to them, they listened to us, and then we set out a plan on how we wanted to play through everyone's points, not just one person.
Tom, you're in quite a pivotal role at scrum half, because obviously that link between what's coming down from Alfie's line out to how you then link with the backs. And for me, one of the easiest things to pick up on is, we've got to improve communication. How did you go about? What was there certain things that you worked on in terms of communication between the different academy players, or was it just everyone gives it a go sort of thing?
It was a bit of both. Everyone gives it a go, but when we were in the training sessions, I got along well with Monty, our other 10, and we just clicked pretty much straight away. And then we could just when we were just playing, he would just call something, and I knew what he was going to do, because he would tell me when we were having tea or when we were just chilling, when it was our downtime. He would just tell me how we'd like to play, and then we'd just listen to each other and know what we were going to do.
Mm. Mm. I mean, Alf, from the line-out point of view, and a big part of your game, you're so reliant on the lifters. Academy and schoolboy level, you get used to, how you supported in the air. Was that a challenge, or was it again just people just doing it? Was it just simply that?
I think for the line-out, we just went to back to the basics. It's just at the end of the day, you just got to win the ball. So we just talked about a few things we could do to win the ball. I would say if you can lift, you can lift at the end of the day. There's no difference between one lifter or another if they both can lift, if they can lift well and are built for it. So I'd say the lifting part of it didn't change, but us trying to come up with line-outs in 2 days to win every ball, it was quite a big challenge for us. But I think we overcame it well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously, great experience for you both, and really well deserved. For how hard you work academically, but also on the training field at school. And I think I'll leave that question right to the end with regard to school. What's the future? What's the aim for the future? Obviously, at the moment we're locked down, but when we come out of lockdown and we get back onto the other side, what's the aims?
I've written 3 down here. So, firstly, because we're talking about England, I'm aiming to get into every camp and play every game. You want to be the best you can be, obviously. But about the tour to South Africa, it might not go ahead. It might. You never know, do you? I just wish I knew if I got into the camp or not, really. Yeah, you just got to carry on working towards that. With Academy League and Wasps, again, I hope to train hard and start every game again. That's the aim, and hopefully, if I play well enough or train hard enough, hopefully we'll get a senior contract. But at the end of the day, you can't rely on that and that thought. So my final one being complete my 3A levels to my target grade or above. Like, you've always got to have a backup plan, and I'm not relying on the fact that I can be a Wasps senior academy player, but that's the main goal for me, really. That's what I want to work towards, and hopefully that's what I will achieve.
Yeah, mine's pretty much the same as Alfie. I want to try and continue on the England pathway for as much as possible throughout the 18 season, try and play well in the Academy League, keep getting a start in jersey, and then hopefully get picked up for the October camps and the rest of the camps throughout the year. And then same as Alfie, if it goes well, hopefully maybe get a senior academy contract. But if it doesn't, I want to go off to uni, go to one of the top sporting unis with hopefully get the grades that I'm predicted, which will take me there, and just keep working hard on my A levels.
Yeah, I think it's nice that you've both got really, really high end goals, but it's also that they're not just sporting. There's an academic strand in there as well, because that's important. Having that balance and having that focus, I think, is really important. What makes that opportunity possible at King Henry's? How do you feel that balance for sport and academic opportunities is achieved?
I'd say you do it quite well, especially at sixth form when you have a few free periods that you can go and talk to Matt or use the gym. I think that's very vital to the school. So I think Matt, for me, when I first came to school, I didn't expect much from him, but from being there for a few months, 2 terms, he's really helped me along, I think, with a few bits of advice and helped me with some new techniques or some sprint plans, just to help me out a lot. Again, he's an asset to the school, in my opinion.
Yeah, so we got Pickering. He's come in and helped us loads. Like, he's helped with my mobility quite a lot. I was struggling with my lower body. He's just helped with that loads, and he's helped me build it around my Worcester program. As well. And then we got Mr. Duggan in the sixth form. Like, she knows me and Alfie got lots of rugby on, so I've got a timetable created by her, and she checks up on me that I'm doing my work all the time, so that I'm not falling behind, but still being able to get the quality time to train and stuff. Which Matt also helps, because he tells us all the times the gyms are open and when we can come in and train. And if, like you said, we can do pool recovery sessions on Thursdays and stuff. It's just helps us loads. Yeah,
I think you're both very modest in how hard you work, and to be able to achieve what you're doing and balance 3 A levels and be achieving well in the A levels is a real credit to you. So you should be very, very proud of what you've done over the course of the year. Obviously, this time potentially next year you might be looking also at under 18 Six Nations and stuff like that. So there's it's a real busy period for you guys going forward. What would you if you could sort of speak to any aspiring rugby player, someone who loves the game, watches it every Saturday, and wants to be the next Alfie Bell, Tom Miles, in a few years' time, where you're playing Premiership rugby. What would you say to them are the key things they've got to focus on? What have they got to do to be there?
I would say commitment and work ethic is like the key for me. You can be as talented as you want to be, but if you're not putting in the hours or the practice, you're never going to make it, are you? Like, as many people say, work ethic's everything. I would also say you can't beat yourself up one day missing a session or missing 2. Or, you can't. You're not going to hit every target. You're not going to hit everything. But to have that work ethic that I can achieve it eventually is something very vital to me, especially.
Tom?
Yeah, I would say just make sure you're training hard week in, week out. If you do miss a session, you can always make up for it, and then just listen to all the advice you get and just keep pushing. If you get a setback, just keep going. Don't give up on it, because even though it seems hard at the time, it will just make you better in the future. And then just enjoy it. Just keep enjoying it. There's no point of playing it if you're not enjoying it.
I'd also say if you're a young person and you're not the best at the moment, or you're not up there, it's not the end of everything, is it? Because you've got time to improve. That's the best of it all. So when I was younger, I wasn't the biggest kid, like height wise, yes, but I was like a pole. So you've got to grow into yourself, and you've got to grow up, haven't you? So I'd say you can't beat yourself up for being young and saying, "Oh, I can't do it." You've just got to work up to it, and you will eventually will get there.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I guess I've had the pleasure of seeing you both and working with you both at a really young age. Tom, when you first joined Worcester as an under 12 at Barker's, and then Alfie when you were over at Nuneaton Old Heads, as an under 13, 14, and you couldn't say then that both of you would potentially go on and get to where you are now. So somewhere along the line, something's happened. Your effort or your dedication, has obviously has clearly got you to where you want to get to. Final question for both of you. There's lots of opportunities out there, and there's lots of chances to achieve in sport, academically, world of business. If you had to pick one attribute from yourself, which you think is going to help you get you to where you want it to, what would you say it is, and why would that be?
For me, I would say ruthlessness. I'm always cutting people up and telling them the truth. But I work on the mindset that you can always be better. So I'd say that you have to always work to improve. I know it sounds a bit cringy and whatever, but if someone's saying they can't do it, they're lying to themselves. You got to push through the pain and carry on. Obviously, I don't live to that rule every day, every second, but if you do it for a majority of the time, you're going to improve, and you will walk to get to your goals eventually.
Yeah, I'll just say my work ethic. I think if I want to do something, I'll just work at it until I can do it, until I just get better. I don't really give up on many things, so I just keep working, and hopefully, in the end, I'll get there.
Right. At the end of the day, you're not going to get you will put the effort in if you want to get there. That's the truth to it. If you're half-hearted in something, you're not gonna put full effort in, are you? So you've got to ask yourself the question: do you really want to do what you're doing? And if you don't, then stop and choose something different. That's what I try and work on.
Yeah.
They're great messages. Well, boys, thanks so much for giving of your time. As like everyone, please make sure you stay safe. Keep training hard where you can. Stay on top of it as much as possible, and and we'll catch up with you both soon.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Cheers, sir.